Over the years, I have had the opportunity of collecting a lot of different cameras of a different variety. I've talked a lot about my go-to camera and also the first film camera that I started to use, but I have a lot of other cameras that are just lovely and I want to share them, so that's what we're going to do today. I am not going to be talking about my DSLR because I talked about it a lot in my video explaining why I haven't upgraded in like 7 years. My go-to camera is a Canon EOS 80D, and if you would like to hear more about that, you can go check out that video. But today I want to talk about my fun little nifty cameras that I don't always pull out very often, but I still either really love to use or I haven't quite used yet, and I have very exciting plans for them. My film camera collection all started with my little Ektar H35. This is a half frame, just little simple point and shoot, and I have shot 2 rolls. I have done a photo shoot with this one just to see what that would be like, and then also this is my go-to for candids, for precious memories, parties, events, that sort of thing. Very easy to use. I have a whole video talking about how much I really appreciate and adore this thing. My most intimidating camera is this big boy. It's a Canon FTB. This was gifted to me by a friend. It was his film camera that he didn't use, and I was getting into film, so he was kind enough to gift it to me. I have not used this yet. It's very intimidating. I am still getting used to film and learning lots about it and exposures and all that stuff. I have a light meter, so I'm going to be very reliant on that tool when it comes down to using this. I want this camera to be what I use to shoot my first roll of black and white film. I have lots of plans for film, and obviously I'm going to use this for more than just that one roll, but that is what I want to use this camera for. I also added a decorative camera strap, that's the word, a decorative camera strap that was also a gift, and it's just such a lovely little camera. My next 35mm camera is one that you may have seen before. I got it in a vlog. Another camera that was gifted to me, also gifted to me by Sam. He got me my half-frame camera. This was his old family camera, Dynax 404 SI. I have no idea. I've never heard of this brand before, but when he showed this to me, I was very excited because this is the funkiest little film camera I've ever seen. It feels like an old digital camera in my hands. It's very lightweight. It has a zoom lens just slapped onto it, and it shoots like a digital camera. So for me, going from digital to film has really eased my anxieties. What I love about this camera is that it has a unfinished roll inside it. Obviously expired. We have no idea what's on that roll of film or when it was put in, but there are like 20 frames left. So this camera will be going with me to Florida, and I plan to not only finish this roll, but also shoot a new roll, just because I think it would be really fun to see the difference between the two. And then also because this one is so much lighter than my FTB, I feel like it would be a little more friendly to travel with. My little vacation dad cam, if you will. Sometimes you just hold something and you just know like, oh yeah, that feels right. So now moving on to my novelty cameras. I have 2 novelty cameras that aren't like a digi cam because I've already made videos about my digi cams, so kind of feels too repetitive for this video, but I wanted to once again just share and gush over my little Polaroid that I have. I love this thing so much. This is so cool. This was also gifted to me. Many of my cameras are gifted to me because things like this are so novel that people don't use them anymore, so you can find them fairly easy for fairly cheap for, you know, photographers. They're really, really fun to have. The film for it is pretty pricey. I've had so much fun using it, and I've used a little like newer Polaroids. I don't know how to use those. Those are a little too fancy for me. They got a little too many dials on them. I have a whole video of me using this for a photo shoot, and that was so much fun, and I got a lot of really awesome feedback, and like people seem to really like it, so I have more plans of doing shoots like that with this. My last novelty camera is maybe controversial depending on where you sit in the film photography world, but it is my little paper camera. This was a Christmas present. I asked for it because I had not yet received a film camera or bought a film camera, and I just wanted to have something to carry in my purse that wasn't a phone to take pictures on when I'm out and about with friends or whatever. And I love the paper camera because I can fit an SD card in it, and it's really lightweight because it's a motherboard with a lens in a paper back. I've had a few qualms with it. I hate that I always have to take the batteries out when I'm not using it because it'll just drain them. But as far as getting a look that's not your cell phone, I think these are really neat. I don't think now that I know what I know, I don't necessarily think they're on par with film photos, but I think they're pretty good for what it is. And if you're wanting something that's like a little novel and a little different, if you're tired of, taking pictures on your phone, then this is fun. And I have been wanting to try doing a photo shoot with this camera. I love doing challenges like that. It really tests my skills as a photographer because I think it's more dependent on who you are and your eye versus what gear you're using. And the fact that this has no viewfinder, I think would be a really interesting challenge. And it has different color settings on the back for like black and white, your green tone, blue tone, and then just like full color. It's a very interesting camera. It's a little pricey for what it is, in my opinion. It's a very nifty little camera. But those are my little lovely cameras that I have in my collection. I have a few others, but I feel like some of this video was already repetitive with me talking about the Polaroid, and I have a few others. I have a camcorder and a Digicam and Sam's Digicam that I like to steal and say it's mine, but I feel like you guys have seen those in their own little videos, so I didn't want this to be too repetitive. I love my little camera collection, and I hope that it just continues to grow and that I get to collect all of these nifty little cameras. I don't have any dream cameras to add to my collection. I kind of just take what comes along. A lot of my cameras are gifted to me. I'm very fortunate and thankful to have friends and family who will do that for me and just allow me to experiment, and it's not as intimidating, and yeah, it's just very fun. And I love that every little camera has a special connection between the person and me, and it just gets to kind of add a different layer to whatever photos I take on that. It's just very special. I would love to hear about what cameras you love to use, whether they be film, digital, novel. I want to hear all about it. But that is all that I have for you today. I hope that you enjoyed, and if you would like to see more, don't forget to subscribe. Leave a like, all that good YouTube jazz, and I will see you next time. Bye!